Now.
Um, because this time I love you.
But all the other times, you hated me.
Yeah, every other time I did not like you.
You ever, like, not like someone? Not like maybe you didn't hate
Yeah,
them, but just
generally, yeah.
right now you're feeling, no. Ever, like, not like someone or hate them, some range of negative emotion towards them, but they're really hot. And you're kind of like, I hate this person. I don't like this person's slimy, but they're so hot that, like,
Right.
there's a,
You kind of just want to smack them in the face a little bit, right?
yeah, you want to, like, shake them out of their whatever problem they have, however they're, like, a not good person, but at the same time, you want to just, dick them down.
Do you have an example of this?
No, I was just thinking about it earlier today, and then you brought up hating me, so then I just thought about it
Oh.
again. I'm thinking about getting my bangs trimmed though before the festivities. My hair's getting a little too long.
Oh yeah, we got some festivities going on. I'm excited.
I
We're going to a
know.
drag show.
We're going to a drag show, and then we're going to a, well, they're both gay bars, but we're going to a drag show, and then we're going to another gay bar.
Ah, I'm so excited for that. Oh, Cody's trying to burst in, but this time I actually closed the door so that he could not burst in. But I can hear him. He's scratching at the door.
Scratch, scratch, knock, knock, bitch. Open the door.
Are you quoting something that I don't know?
Yes, it's fine. Just
What were you
think like
quoting?
Trixie and Katya stuff.
Again.
Which is usually, it's either them coming up with brand new material of their own, or them quoting themselves, or them quoting something else. So I don't come up with anything original. That's really what
Yeah,
the
we already determined this, that we
yeah.
have no original content. We just reiterate what other
No,
people say.
no. Honestly, I'm not. Did you think about it? We don't really exist as, like, our unique selves, because so much of ourselves is built on of other things that we've seen, other people that have affected us by their personalities. It's just
Oh yeah,
so,
we're social beings, you
we're
know.
like an amalgam of everyone around us.
We are very social beings, so we take on characteristics of the people around us.
Isn't that awful?
Mm.
Like, we're unique in that the amalgam of everyone around us produces a unique person. But when we get down to it, we're just you know,
A blob.
a blob of just different things from different people.
Well, before we get existential, hi everybody. um,
I'm on acid. Imagine.
I thought you were just on Adderall. Um,
Yeah,
welcome
I did take
back.
an Adderall, which is prescribed. It's prescribed, and I'm taking it in the prescribed manner, in case my therapist, psychiatrist is listening.
Oh, and not the Adderall police.
It's prescribed. There's no Adderall, please.
Okay, well, this is the What Did the Gays Think podcast. I am Matt Klubeck, and today with me I have my big booty bitch, Pat. How you doing, Pat?
Tiny booty today. Tiny booty
Tiny.
always, unfortunately.
You
You
didn't
know
do
what I like
squats today?
though?
Did you do squats today?
No, I haven't worked out yet because I got home so late. But after this, I'm gonna do something.
Oh, okay. Well, after this, I am going out to dinner, just with my boyfriend. We were supposed to go out with friends, and then they canceled. And then I was like, okay, I can record
Do
my
you see this?
podcast.
You see this jawline though?
Why are you interrupting me?
Look at that jawline.
You're
Uh,
so
well, I hope you.
self-absorbed bitch.
Where are you going to dinner? What are you doing
Oh,
for dinner?
sorry, I hit my mic there. With my coffee. I actually don't know where we're going. Probably some. It's probably not Chili's. I know that's what you're gonna say, but it's probably not Chili's.
I wasn't actually gonna say Chili's. Is there a Chili's by you? I don't even know.
There's a Chili's like maybe 25 minutes from me in Freehold, so it's kind of
Oh fuck.
far. I don't feel like going that far, so we'll see what's nearby. Maybe I'll hit up like a local pub.
Oh,
Oh, I like the. I really like when the pubs have those nice cooked pretzels. Those the
oh,
Bavarian pretzels. I love those,
yeah.
and they
And I
have the
love
mustard sauce. Ugh.
the beer cheese sauce.
Yes, that too. Yes.
Just, I don't even know if I should drink it or shove it right up my ass.
Uh, hmm.
Like, I don't
I'm
know.
gonna go with neither of those.
I would drink it though. I would. I'd just get a crazy straw and just.
Okay.
I like cheese. All right. I like fondue. I like beer cheese fondue mixture. I'm not gonna be judged on my own podcast.
I'm not judging you. When you said you would stick it up your ass, then I was like, okay, well, but that
Well,
wasn't me judging you.
Anyway, have you heard about Ezra Miller?
As that name sounds very, very familiar.
Ezra Miller is an actor.
Okay, he sounds very familiar.
He plays the Flash in the live action films.
Okay, I get
Not
why it sounds familiar, even though I haven't
not the
seen it.
TV show, not Grant Gustin, but the
Mm-mm.
films. So he was in Batman v Superman for a little bit. He was in Justice League, and then he was in the Justice League Snyder Cut.
Can we talk about how you hate Grant Gustin for some reason? I still haven't figured
I
out
don't
why.
I don't hate Grant Gustin. I don't like Grant Gustin's Flash. And that's not
Oh,
his
okay,
fault.
okay,
That's the writer's fault.
okay. Well,
Grant Gustin is fine. He's doing what the material is dictating him to do.
right.
I don't like his Flash and how his Flash is written, and I think that show in general has terrible writing and is
Oh,
garbage. But Grant Gustin is a fine man.
he is a fine man. He's very
Yeah.
attractive, at least in my opinion.
Oh yeah, he's objectively aesthetically attractive, aesthetically pleasing. But is he gay?
No, I don't think
Because
so.
he played gay on Glee, didn't he?
Yes, he did, but I don't think he is.
Straight people
He's
playing gay people.
that
Oh
happens more
God.
often than you think.
Oh, it happens all the time,
It
sweetie.
happens all the
Anyway,
time
Ezra Miller
because gay people can't
recently.
actually act.
No, because they only act gay, and it's too much for the camera to pick up on. Ezra Miller was recently arrested
Oh, great! Why was he
for
arrested?
disorderly conduct in, I think Hawaii. Yes, Hilo or Hilo. I think it's Hilo. Hilo. I'm white. I'm sorry, every Hawaiian person that might be listening. I don't know how to say it, and I accept that. But anyway, um, yeah, he was arrested for disorderly conduct. He was at a bar. He was yelling obscenities, grabbed a microphone, pushed into a man, and he got arrested. And it was so funny because like apparently the bail was only $500, and he's a movie star, so obviously he paid it.
Oh yeah, yeah.
And this is not the first time that Ezra Miller has done something not great because a while ago, 2 years ago now, actually, there was a video circulating online of Ezra Miller, clearly him, just choking a female fan. And
Uh?
it didn't really go anywhere. Like, I don't know. Like, I never heard if it was like a staged thing or not, but I don't think it was based on the video because I think someone in the background's like, whoa, 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 whoa. And he just goes up to her and just chokes her. And nothing ever really happened. And I'm like, is this because he's just a white famous person that nothing ever happens to them?
I'm leaning towards that. Yes.
Ezra Miller is a very good actor, though. He plays in a movie called We Need to Talk About Kevin with oh, below me. What's that actress's name? Tilda Swinton. That movie is unsettling. It's very good. He plays basically this disgruntled, emotionally not stunted, but emotionally like reclusive, socially reclusive high school student who then, is having a lot of social problems, and his Tilda Swinton is his mom, and it's about how his mom deals with all of it. And it's a very, very good, shocking movie.
Wow. Never heard of it.
Well, he was arrested recently, and I saw it, and I was like, you know what? I wonder if they're going to stop letting him be the Flash, because the Flash movie's basically done. It's in post production, so he's done filming
Well,
it.
are they gonna do another Flash movie? I mean, they've already
Well,
had like three different Batmans or something, right? Or is it
well, there's
more?
currently three Batman in like the films right now.
Okay. I haven't seen the Batman, so
Okay,
whatever that means, I don't know.
quick aside. I will break this down quickly. Zack Snyder made Man of Steel and Batman v Superman. He introduced Ben Affleck as Batman. And
Hmm.
in modern film canon, it was supposed to be that Ben Affleck would be the Batman for all of like the Batman films slash all of the interrelated films like Justice League, Batman v Superman, whatever. Well, after Justice League flopped and Zack Snyder kind of got ousted, and then the DC film's not doing great as compared to Marvel, there was a lot of reshuffling. So now this Flash film is going to have Ben Affleck return for probably his last time as Batman. But it's also bringing back Michael Keaton, who was Batman in Tim Burton's film back in like 1989 or like 1990. So the idea is people think that the Flash film is going to reset the timeline because he can mess with time, obviously, when he goes back
Are
in
we
time.
going? Are we going into a freaking Spider-Man No Way? What was it? No Way Home?
No, it's more of like a flashpoint for people who read DC Comics. It's more of a flashpoint storyline where the Flash goes back in time, or sometimes will go to an alternate. timeline, and then he fucks shit up. So they think at the end of it, Ben Affleck's Batman will sort of maybe not be in that universe anymore. Michael Keaton's Batman will take over as the prime Batman moving forward because he's also playing Batman and Batgirl. While Matt Reeves' film The Batman, starring Robert Pattinson, is a separate Earth altogether and not part of the main Earth plot, like the Earth Prime, I guess.
It
So,
sounds like a Spider-Man No Way Home thing, but they haven't really
well,
gone too much into the multiverse yet in Marvel.
both DC and Marvel have huge histories with multiversativity. DC even has something called the Omniverse.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
Work.
which is the universe that collectively holds all of the multiverses. So anyway,
Work, Diva.
back to Blue's Clues at 11.
So how do you feel about Ezra Miller then?
I like him as an actor, but he's wilding out, so I think he really has to stop.
Okay, well, you should write a strongly worded letter.
A strongly worded tweet to him. Be like, hey, can you stop being a dick?
Hey, stop it, because I like you as whatever you were playing. I forgot what you said already.
The
Uh,
Flash.
the Flash, right?
He plays a fun Flash, although he doesn't have a lot of screen time, so I'm hoping the Flash film is good, although I suspect it will be just fine.
So I have an update. Uh,
Okay, tell me.
I have an update on my dog's worms.
Oh, God, yes. Are they still there?
No, they're gone.
Oh,
He's
good.
clear. His poop came back negative for both the worms and for Giardia.
Oh,
So
good. They're
we're all
both
good
gone.
now.
Yeah.
However, should I tell the should I tell the story of me having to
Oh,
uh
yeah, if you want, go for it.
okay, here's what happened. It was the day
Yeah.
I was taking Cody to the vet to get his poop tested. He was going to
Mm,
get annual vaccine shot anyway, but I was
mm,
also going to get his poop tested to see if the medicine had cleared him of his worms and his giardia.
mm.
So anyway, I'm on his walk with him. I pick up his poop. I put it in his little green bag. I have these little nice, what would you call them? Like green, like compostable bags or whatever. I put them in
They're
those.
just poop bags. They're just
They're
poop
poop
bags.
bags. They're poop bags. Anyway, I pick it up, and we have this little bin that sits not like right next to the door, but like close to where the garbage can is. But we separate out his poop into a separate bin so that our garbage pail doesn't smell.
Mm.
And it's a nice little bin. It's got this weird like charcoal packet in it, so it doesn't smell. Anyway, we put all
Oh.
the poop in there,
Mm.
but I didn't want to mix up his poop with all the other poop. We're talking about a lot of poop today. I didn't
That's
want to mix
fine.
up his poop with all the other poop because I had to take it to the vet. So I put it next to the bin instead of in it. And then Troy walks past it, sees the fact that the poop is not actually in the bin, and he's like, "Why the fuck did my boyfriend not put this in the bin?" So he puts it in the bin.
Mm.
And then he comes in. He asked me why I didn't put it in the bin because I was like, because I was going to take it to the vet. So I'm like, oh. He goes, "Oh, I didn't know that." So I go out to the
Yeah.
bin and I look in it and I go, "Which one is the one you just put in here?" He goes, "I don't know. I can't tell."
Well, obviously, yeah.
Cut to me picking up each of these individual poop bags, trying to feel them for like warmth. I was like, which one is
Okay.
the most recent one? This is like hours after it happened. Trying to figure out which one's the most recent one. Touching the bags, feeling for that good warmth, and then I couldn't figure it out.
Yeah.
And then later, I'm texting you and Jackie about this, and Jackie goes, "Matt, why don't you just like delay taking the poop and like let him poop again and then take it tomorrow?" And I was like, "Hmm,
That would have
yeah,
been the bet. Yeah, that would have been the best idea.
that was the better idea." Yeah.
Oh, God, I don't know how that didn't cross your mind at first. But you know what?
I really
No,
wanted to figure it out. It was a puzzle for me, you know?
yeah, it was like a detective story.
Yeah. It didn't
I
work
mean,
out.
you did the right thing. You were like, oh, I have to go by warmth. So, you went by the best variable to determine which is the poop. But
Yeah.
when I go to the vet and when I needed to get like Ace's poop uh analyzed, they gave me this beautiful tube with a lid. And the lid had a little scooper like attached to it. So you'd unscrew it and the lid had a little spoon and you would just spoon some into the tube and close it.
Oh, that's kind of cute.
Because they were like, we don't need a lot of shit. You just have to get like a spoonful basically. And I'm like, oh, lit. So that way you could just
Oh.
have it in a tube and then just put the tube somewhere in the house and it's in a tube so it doesn't smell. But your vet apparently is not as good as mine.
Well, you have your fancy, you're close to New York, so you got those fancy like city vets. I don't
Oh
know.
no, I go to a vet in New Brunswick or East Brunswick still.
Oh, you drive all the way down with your dogs to East Brunswick to get them checked?
Oh shit. Yes. Hold on.
Hello?
Sorry, just dropped something. Oh my. Yeah, because we didn't well, since we moved, we haven't found a new vet yet. Because I tried to oh my God, I tried to get a new vet appointment for a vet that's literally like 4 blocks away, and they were like, yeah, um, we only take new pets on like a week. It was like Tuesday or something. And they were like, yeah, we have a time at like 10 p.m., 11 p.m. I was like, I work. And they're like, yeah, well, we only take new pets on this weekday. And I'm like, so I'm never going to go to you guys. So I just have to like take them to, there's this animal hospital in East Brunswick we always go to, and they have all the information on the dogs because they have seen them for so long. So it's like, I might as well just keep going to them.
Well, I mean, I feel like it's a long drive with dogs in the car. I mean,
It is, but like, they love it. Well, Kai loves it. I don't know about
how
Ace.
do they do well in the car?
Kai does. Ace will sometimes vomit because he gets sick, like he
Okay.
gets motion. Um, one day I had brought them back from the vet thinking everything was fine, and then I went to my car later the next day and there was just vomit all over the back seat that I hadn't seen.
Oh, and it was smelling up the back seat, getting that good odor up in
Oh,
there.
oh yeah, I had to scrape it out. I got
Ugh.
some like carpet cleaner thing because I don't have leather seats. I have the knitted seats. I
Mm.
sprinkled it, I let it sit, I vacuumed it up, and it was all good.
Oh wow. Vomit is a little bit easier to clean than I would say piss.
Anyway,
Anyway.
Will Smith.
Oh yes. Oh
Um,
yes.
I don't have a lot to say about this, so I'll keep it brief because
Honestly, I don't either. So we can keep it brief.
so everyone knows what happened. I'm not really going to go into it, but basically, Chris Rock made a joke about Jada Pinkett Smith, which is Will Smith's wife. Will Smith said, "No, no," went up to him, slapped him, and then went back to
Yeah.
his seat and said, "Keep my wife's name out of your fucking mouth."
Yeah.
Now,
He said it
I
twice.
saw, he said it twice. I saw a lot of black content creators and black social media influencers, I guess, social media personalities, basically saying, um, everyone else, particularly white people, don't talk like don't give your opinion about this. It's
I
not
saw
your
these
opinion to
too.
have.
I saw
And
these
you
as
know
well.
what? They're right.
They're
So
right.
I'm not gonna give an opinion about the behavior or like who's right or who's wrong. I'm just gonna say that for those people who are like defending not the action that Will Smith did, but like just defending the joke as like it not being a hurtful thing. I'm not black. I'm not a woman, and I don't have alopecia. Jada Pinkett Smith is all
Oh,
three of those things. So alopecia is an incredibly visible medical issue. It's not like, fucking colitis where no one can see my inflamed colon. I can feel it, but no one
right,
can
right,
see it.
right.
Jada Pinkett Smith has also been very vocal about how hard it's been to lose her hair. And then again, she's a woman, or a perceived woman, let's say, because other people can be women. And
Name a
women
woman.
losing their hair, name a woman. Women losing their hair, I think, is a bigger deal than men losing their hair because socially it's more acceptable for a man to be bald than a woman to be bald. Now I
It's
think it's
true.
getting better, but in general, it's not as good. And then, of course, she's a black woman, and black hair has been the subject of both ridicule and like um not fetishization, but like of interest to white people to the point where
Hmm.
it's disgusting that white people behave a certain way towards black hair. So the
Yes.
layers here are just stacked. Not to mention that Will Smith and Jada Pinkett Smith have been in recent history like sort of the subject of a lot of conversations with their whole news that came out a few years ago that Jada Pinkett Smith had like an entanglement with some other guy that she always used the word entanglement. So I'm not going to talk about the action, but just on the joke alone, I totally understand Will Smith's response. I totally understand Jada Pinkett Smith's response to the joke,
Yeah.
and um, I don't like it. So I'm not gonna give my opinion on what should have been done, but I think it's the joke in and of itself and understanding how awful it was.
Oh
to make
yeah,
that particular joke is important. But that's as far as I can take it as a
a white
white fan.
man. And you know what? I'm also not going to say anything about it. But something did just recently pass. I think it passed the House. Um,
Mm.
it was the I forget what the bill is called, but basically it's supposed to ban discrimination against people for their hair.
Oh,
Um,
cool.
which a lot of conservatives were like, "Why the fuck are we focusing on this? It's hair."
Well,
And it's most likely because they don't understand that people are discriminated against for their hair. Like, people
yeah,
get fired from their jobs for the hair that they have. And it's like, for black people,
yeah,
this is their natural hair and they're being fired for it. So, like,
yeah.
especially
Like
black women. So, I think it's a
dreads,
good thing.
locks. Yeah,
Yeah,
things that
exactly.
people will see that kind of hairstyle and they automatically assume messy or dirty or like unclean or not tidy. And
Yeah,
that's
yeah.
just not true. It's just the style. It's either a styling of the hair because of historically those, that's just the way the hair has been styled, or, you know, it's just a completely different beast in terms of texture, length, pliability. Like it's completely different, but everyone wants to just fall back on that like dead, thin, flat hair like I have. And
Like
you
you
know
have,
what?
yeah.
It's not it. It's not it.
I got
It's
them
not.
good curls going on with my
Yeah, if
hair.
you grew your hair long, it would just be up, up, and up.
It would continue to be up, up, and up. I do have
Yeah.
that quarter black in me, and that would definitely probably stand it up. Probably not as curly, but you know, you get the combination of like the Jew curls and the black curls in my hair. It's
Wow.
crazy.
You are just an amalgam.
I am we're amalgams of people around us.
I love that word. Let's talk about, I don't know. Okay, you can decide what my next topic is. It's either the wedding I went to or the Don't Say Gay bill.
Okay, well, do the wedding because the don't say gay bill is one of mine. So you get to do the wedding.
Cool. I went to a wedding.
Wow, how was it?
Kel's, it was good. Kel's friend from college, Nicole, was getting married. Excuse me.
Ew.
I just drank a lot of fiber. Um, and we went to the wedding and it was in a chapel. Now, I've only been to like two weddings in my life.
Okay.
Uh, three weddings, sorry, three weddings. And none of them were really religion based.
Hmm.
So seeing one that was truly religion based, like they had a reverend, officiating it.
Right.
He did readings from the Bible.
Hmm.
He did prayers. He had like a mini sermon. And then, so I was getting the full experience that I never had, and I realized, no offense to Nicole, the wedding was lovely. It's just so fucking weird. So I was trying to gauge how religious these two people were, the
Hmm.
husband and wife. Now, the Reverend said that he was going to do three readings that the couple had chosen. So they apparently chose these readings.
Oh God.
And I was like, oh, I guess they're really religious then, because to choose readings, you have to have read the Bible, at least in some aspects. Like either those popular stories or you went all in and you read the whole Bible, which I don't think anyone does anymore. But
Right.
the first reading was like the creation of man and how man owns the earth and all of its like, it's his domain where he owns, the land, he owns the animals, the plants, like it's up for him. God is giving Adam, man, the whole earth to inhabit and to do with what he wants. And I was like, it's from Genesis. It's early on in Genesis. And I'm like, that's kind of a weird thing for a wedding
Yeah, a little bit.
because it's
Being
like has nothing to do with them. And then the second reading was about love. And I was like, okay, I understand.
yeah.
But it was about how you can't experience love without knowing God. And I was like,
Here we
okay,
go.
sure. And then the last reading was about Jesus, like seeing this huge crowd of people outside of the town or something, and how he was just looking at all these different groups of people and how, like the poor will inherit the earth and, this group of people will like get this shit. Like, I think it was basically like the quote unquote undesirables are actually the ones that are going to have a good time in life or in heaven or some nonsense like that. It was weird. I was confused.
Okay.
I was like, what does that have to do with your relationship or marriage? And I was getting a very strange vibe from it all.
Yeah. Okay. Okay, I'll keep my lips shut
And
for now.
and then so many of the lines when he was officiating the actual marriage was about how the wife had to have kids and that she had to raise them under God's law and that that would foster like happiness and love between the two people. And I was like, what the fuck? What the
Yeah,
fuck?
that's religion for you. That well, you know what? Not all religions. That's
Hashtag not
Christianity.
all
For
religions.
hashtag not all religions. That is a lot of Christianity.
I'm
Yes, as
so
someone who grew up in
confused.
it, yes, this sounds about right.
Yeah, I was so confused. And then of course we got to the actual reception and the ceremony. I was like, okay, lit. Let's get this party started. And I don't know what's going on because I've been to three weddings, right? Two of which had an actual reception. Well, now I've been to four weddings. This is the fourth one.
Okay.
So three of which had an actual reception. And the music.
Oh no. Is it,
What is with this white, although Nicole is Spanish, I believe. What is with this white music? This old music too. Like I will say at the end of the night, within the last like 45 minutes of the actual reception, there was a good 20 minutes of like solid music.
oh,
Like
okay.
early 2000s pop, punk, rock, like Panic at the Disco, Fall Out Boy, The Killers or something. I don't it was just so
This still
good.
sounds like white music to me, but
It
okay.
is white, but it has some like texture.
Okay. Right,
Then
a
of
little
course
bit of seasoning, like a little
yeah,
bit.
but then of course you got fucking like Frank Sinatra playing, and then you got like Love Shack, and you got fucking
Don't Stop Believing probably at some point.
oh god, that fucking some Eye of the Tiger bullshit, I'm sure. And I was like, now there was a lot of Spanish music because she's Spanish, so I was like, okay, this is danceable because the beats are there.
Yeah, yeah.
I don't know what they're saying, but it's fun. But then the rest of it was white, 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 white. And I was like, I turned to Kel and I said, I don't know what we're going to do for our wedding. I don't even know if we're going to have a wedding. Maybe we'll just elope. But
Okay.
at our reception, if we have one, we were like, this will not be a thing. I am not putting on some old ass white music at my fucking wedding.
I want some WAP. I
It's
want
going to be it's going to be so many modern female pop artists or modern female rap artists or modern female rock artists. Like it's going to be almost all women.
get me some Dua Lipa, get me some
We already
Ariana
agreed the
Grande.
entire Dua Lipa second album plus some of her first album will be on the playlist for our wedding.
Amazing.
Anyway,
How about the garter? How was that?
oh god. For those of you who are thankfully unaware, I'm sorry that you have to now know about this. In religious based weddings, like Christian Catholic weddings, I don't think this happens at a Jewish wedding. I don't think this happens at a Muslim wedding, but you never know. The bride wears a garter, which is a sort of like a elastic doily that is
Mm.
hoisted up her thigh, her right thigh, I think. And basically the man, the husband, ceremonially, everyone stops and watches. The bride is sat down in the middle of the room, usually, or in front where everyone can see. The husband saunters over. The fucking DJ usually plays some nasty ass music, some like sexy music, and the husband slowly like walks over and gets on all fours. And the idea is to then pull off the garter. Now, that's supposed to be, I think, symbolizing that he now kind of owns the women and that he
Mm.
has sole rights to her pussy. So I don't know. Usually he just takes it off with the hands. Sometimes they take it off with the teeth,
Mm.
which I'm pretty sure is what happened here. Now, I think this is the closest thing to a sexual assault at a wedding without it actually being sexual assault. Then we
Jesus.
follow up. What happens is you get the whole bouquet throwing. The bride throws the bouquet back to the bridesmaids and other women, and whoever catches it is supposed to get married next. But there's also a much more sinister thing going on.
Mm.
Whoever catches it has to get the garter placed on them, usually by the best man.
Here we go.
Thankfully, the best man's girlfriend was the one that caught it. So they knew
Okay.
each other and they were together. They had been dating apparently for a few years. So then there's another ceremonial aspect where now the bridesmaid or the girl sits down in the middle of the room And now this fucking best man saunters on over and then, egged on by the DJ with his teeth, slides the garter up. Now, apparently, I think it's like the further you go up the thigh, the more years guaranteed that the bride and groom will stay together. I don't know what the
That's a
conversion is,
okay. That's a
if
weird
it's
thing to
like
say, but
one
okay.
inch per year kind of thing, but it's really just to make sure that the guy slips the garter all the way up.
Just put
So
it
this
around the
man,
ankle. That's it. Just
oh yeah, I don't want that couple staying together. This man puts it in his mouth, picks up the girl's right leg, slides it over the right leg, slides it all the way up under her skirt, gets up to her pussy, and you could see the girl's face go from like, ooh, this is funny, oh my God, he's eating me out. Like, he probably, that was cunnilingus.
It was literally right there.
It was,
Right there
and then
in the
she
middle of the
like pushed
stage.
down on her dress and was like, "Oh no!" And I'm like, I'm looking around. People are laughing and like clapping. It's like members of their family, friends and family. I'm like, y'all, religious people, will look at a
Religious
gay
people.
couple, will look at a gay couple in public, holding hands and giving each other a kiss, and go, ugh.
Ugh,
But you just
disgusting.
watched this man eat out his girlfriend with a garter in front of a whole group of people, and that was fine, and that was like religious or ceremonial. Fucking disgusting.
It's
Fucking nasty.
appeal to tradition. If something is a tradition, no matter how weird it is, then it's fine because, when it comes to like these religious ceremonies or like traditional things, all they care about is making sure that everything follows that tradition.
You know what my
Um,
tradition is at my wedding?
what?
First of all, the moment the ceremony's over, like the officiation of the wedding, I'm getting out that suit. I'm going right into some sweats and a sweater.
Oh, I love that for
I
you.
am not staying in a fucking suit. I might just rip it off my body.
Listen, if I have a wedding, my wedding is going to be the most untraditional wedding to
Yeah.
exist.
The
To
music,
exist.
the music will not have any censored songs. If you bring your kids, they're gonna hear fuck, cock, dick. I'm
Ah,
gonna play some Kim Petras throat goat,
the rope goat.
and I'm gonna blare it.
There's going to be no garter at my wedding.
Oh my God. No, it's going to be a cock ring that my boyfriend has to slip on my dick in front of
Ah!
everyone. That's what it's going to be.
Ah!
Fucking nasty hetero people with their nasty religion-based ceremonies.
Ah! Hello. And you
God.
know what? Because one of my friends is having a wedding. It's a straight wedding. And I was talking to her. I was like, she was talking about how, all of the groomsmen needed to match and all of the bridesmaids needed to match. And I'm like,
Oh,
if I have a wedding, fuck no. I don't care. Wear whatever you fucking want.
you don't even
Go
have
up
to
there in a
wear it.
skirt. I don't
Yeah,
care.
I don't even want people wearing suits. I want you to like don't like come naked because that's gonna be me. Don't take away from my limelight. I'm gonna be the naked one. But you don't have to come in a suit. You don't have to come in a tie. You don't have to rent a suit or
Yeah,
buy a new
no.
dress. No, come in some like just like whatever you got going on that doesn't have holes in it.
Yeah, I mean, come in jeans. I don't care.
Yeah, the only thing that's gonna matter is if you get fucking wasted with me and pop your genitals all over the dance floor
Pop the
with me.
genitals, pop them right open.
Or if you don't have genitals, pop your groin.
And I will
Your
tell
Ken.
I will tell you right now, my groom's party is gonna be very much an array of men and women and non-binary, whoever.
Oh, my bachelor party, whatever thing. Yeah, everyone's invited.
Yeah,
Everyone's
fuck
invited.
gender norms. Fuck it. I
Seriously,
want
I'm
all my
not
friends
here
at my
for it.
bachelor party.
Yeah, I even told Kel, I was like, if we do have bachelor parties, this is what's gonna happen. We're gonna have two separate bachelor parties, right? That end up by the end of the night coming together for one final
Ah,
like big hurrah. So they start separate and then they end up in the same spot.
cute, cute.
Yeah. That way we can do separate stuff with our separate groups of friends and then bam, together at the end.
I love that. Coming together
Sucking
at the
dick and
end, just
cock.
like your marriage. Oh, sucking dick and cock. What?
Sucking dick and cock. Anyway, that was my wedding experience. If Nicole should somehow hear this, I enjoyed myself. The food was good. I liked it. But seeing her wedding just reminded me of these things that happen at religious-based weddings, and I just had
Hmm.
to think about it. And during the wedding ceremony in the chapel, I choked on some saliva and I kept coughing, so I really interrupted it.
Oh well.
And I was trying to muffle it, like, and then of course every time I try to muffle a choking cough, it gets worse. So then I couldn't breathe, and I let out this sound. I was like, and I was like, everyone thinks I'm gonna like die from COVID. And
Die, keel over right now.
Kel's looking at me like, can you shut the fuck up? And I'm like, I'm trying.
Wow. Anyway, Florida passed the Don't Say Gay bill. Governor Ron DeSantis has signed it.
Yeah.
I know we talked about it like probably 3 separate times on this podcast.
Yeah.
Um, but it's really getting on my nerves a little bit now because more than just Florida is now doing this. Like this is happening in other states as well. Like I forget
Oh.
which states now. I think Indiana's got one coming down the
Mm.
pipeline. Um, Recently I saw one in Utah that's banning transgender people from playing sports.
Yeah.
And then the governor vetoed that in Utah, but then the Congress or whoever in Utah overrode it. So that one went into effect anyway.
Checks and balances.
Oh, yeah, checks and balances. But yeah, I've just noticed that in the wake of Biden being the president, all conservatives seem to be doing in their respective states and just in general is attacking LGBTQ rights. Like that is their platform now somehow. Like that is what they are stand for.
Yes.
And I just think that that is not a good look.
Oh, of course not. I actually have the bill right in front of me.
Oh, do you? Which one? The Don't Say Gay bill?
The bill. It's called HB 1557. And I have the House of Representative version. I have the latest version from earlier this month. And I read
Mm.
it.
How
It's only
was it?
7 pages long. This is the Spark Notes version. It's really like I've saw three main points that this bill is trying to kind of there's some more in there, but three main points. The first is that school and school employees cannot deter students from sharing information with their parents. They cannot get in the way of students informing their parents of something. It's written as fostering like the mental and physical health of students that they should be freely able to talk to their parents about whatever's going on. So
What?
a school let's for example, this is what I think this is going to do. Let's say a student confides like in a parent or not in parent in a teacher that like they're gay.
Yeah.
The teacher isn't the teacher by this the wording is very vague, which I saw a lot of articles saying the wording was very vague. The teacher can't really withhold that information from the parents.
Yeah. And that's where it comes to, they I don't know what this is going to turn into. Like, again, the wording is vague, but if it turns
Yeah.
into teachers being forced to out students,
Yeah.
that's not going to be good. It's not going to be good.
The other aspect is all of this like medical record and like uh, health questionnaire stuff. So basically, schools will provide medical services that parents have a list of. They can agree or disagree to which ones they want, and no matter what, schools have to give up all of the medical records to parents if they need it. I don't know why this is a thing. I thought that's just a thing normally. I didn't know schools withhold medical records of their students from their parents.
I don't know about this one, but to me, it sounds like if the kid wanted to somehow be vaccinated against COVID and the parents
Oh
didn't want that,
Lord.
and let's say the school offers the service to be vaccinated, which I actually don't know if schools do. Maybe they do,
I don't
maybe
know
they
either.
don't. But maybe the kid gets vaccinated at school, and then the school is then required to disclose that to the parent. I don't know. Seems a little
I
sketchy
don't
to
know.
me.
And of course, the last bit is the gay part or the gender sexuality part. So you can't
Yeah.
talk about sexuality and gender identity from kindergarten through grade 3. But then it says or in a manner that is not age appropriate or developmentally appropriate for students in accordance with state standards. They don't tell you what the state standard is, though.
Yep.
So I that or is very suspect because is that an or like
It's very
or even
vague.
even if they're in grade 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, if it's in a manner that's not what people consider age appropriate or developmentally appropriate for students, you still can't do it. So let's, for example, say you're in a health class, right? A sex ed class.
Mm-hmm.
And the question comes up of gay sex. different genitals, trans people, lesbian sex, clitoral stimulation, scissoring. I don't know if scissoring is a
Scissoring.
real thing. I've seen it, but I don't know if it's real. Um, if the you know, teacher or if the school says, well, even though let's say they're in grade 6, 7, 8, it's not developmentally appropriate or age appropriate to be talking about this topic, so you can't talk about it. Yet in 6th, 7th, 8th, even 5th grade, we do learn about the birds and the bees, you know,
um, uh,
genitals, things like that.
in class, I don't think I've ever learned about that in class.
The genitals?
Um, I remember in 5th grade them saying like, "This is a penis,"
Yeah, that's
and
what I'm
"This is
saying.
a
Yeah.
vagina," and
Yeah.
that's it. Nothing about the birds and the bees. Just
Oh, well,
this is a penis and this is a vagina.
in high school, you didn't get the
In
you,
high school, yes, but not in like sixth, seventh,
oh,
eighth grade. But you get the
well,
sex ed in high
oh,
school, yeah. But that's just wear a condom. Here are
I
some
remember.
STDs.
I think in 8th grade we did because we learned about STDs, so we learned a little about sex. Anyway, that or is very wild because who knows what that means?
Yeah, I mean, it could mean a sixth, seventh grader. What's not quote unquote age appropriate for a sixth or seventh grader? Because if you ask me, by sixth or seventh grade, a lot of these kids have an idea. Maybe they're not out yet, but they have an
They're
idea.
they're jerking off. They know.
I wasn't jerking off back then, but anyway.
Well, some of us started early.
Some people started early, some people started late. I was a late bloomer. So, late boomer. No.
Late boomer, no.
No, I didn't start until later. Some people start early, but most people have an idea of if they're gay or if they're trans or if they're not
Yeah.
by that time period. They may not come out until much later, but they have a suspicion, they have an idea.
Yeah. I think the most damaging, most insidious part of this bill is the first two parts of it. The whole not being able to talk about it is bad, but the idea that the writers of the bill want the schools and the employees to be super transparent with the parents with information regarding the kid sounds like a great idea. Because on paper, you're like, yeah, I want to know what's wrong with my kid. I want to know if something's happening to them. But it also sacrifices the privacy of the child, which people will be like, well, kids shouldn't have privacy with their parents. Yes, they should.
Oh yeah, they
There
should.
should be, even as a child, there are some, especially as you age, there you get more and more, not distant, but you get more and more, what's privacy from your parents, and it's healthy because you develop in your own person. You don't need them to know everything about you. You know, you develop isolated from them the more and more you
Oh
age.
yeah, and
So
then you can develop your own ideas and opinions outside of them. And
yeah,
that is a healthy thing. Like this is
I think
also
it's
what I don't like about this. Parental rights in education in general. The entire idea of this is the parents being able to say what their kids learn.
yeah,
Now, if you let parents have full control over what these kids learn, then I mean, there's going to be parts where there's going to be some parents who don't want their kids learning about evolution,
yeah,
and other science topics, for example. There's
yeah,
going to be parents not wanting sex education at all. No, not in high school. No learning about your genitals in 5th grade or whatever. There's going to be parents who don't want that either. And then it's just going to come to this conversation. Well, some parents are going to want their kids to learn some stuff, and other parents are not going to want their kids to learn this stuff. There's no pleasing everybody. There's no pleasing all parents. So how are
yes.
you going to do this? How are you going to give every parent the right to decide what their kid learns unless you homeschool them? You can't. So it doesn't make any sense.
It's very confusing. I will say that. And I think I mean, I don't know how many more states are gonna like do things like this, but probably a lot. A lot of southern states, I'm sure, and a lot of red states. I think there'll eventually be like a shift in how schools work, and I kind of hope there is because I hope we do sort of reflect on our education system and how it can be fixed, not just in this way, but in other ways. So
Mm.
maybe this could have a positive outcome, with everyone taking a fresh look at what exactly our education system is and what it should be,
Yeah,
you
and
know?
what it's meant to actually do.
yeah, slay. And I think that kind of self-reflection is a good thing, you know?
Yeah. And one other thing about uh, parents trying
And
to
another thing,
and
bitch.
another thing about parents trying to control what their kids learn.
Mm.
I'm sorry to say this, but for if there's any parents listening out there, and I'm sorry
Fuck
to
you.
say this to you, but you are not the expert on what your kids should be learning. Um,
No.
no, I
No.
there are people out there, like there's actual educators, education departments who know and understand what your kid needs to be learning in order to
Yes.
develop properly. Parents are
Yes.
not that. Unless you are a person who is, you were in an education field, or that is your job to understand what kids need to be educated on. It is not your job to dictate what your child learns.
Yeah.
Again, unless you homeschool them. Like, this is what I'm trying to say.
Yeah, and if you are, yeah, like I I can't imagine. I mean, I can see this in little ways. Like I see my younger brother's math homework and I'm like, they shouldn't teach you like this, but like work. Like they teach math in the most stupid ways even when I was in school, but now I'd look at it and I'm like, what the fuck is this?
What are these boxes and diagonals and
But all of those things kind of filter out when you get to like high school and college math. Like everything kind of standardizes. But this sort of thing, like fundamental things, that'd be like someone saying like, I don't want my son learning algebra.
yeah, yes.
Like I don't want them learning trig. I don't want them learning like fucking uh the quadratic equation. I don't like squares and I don't like
I don't
lines
like
and I don't like triangles.
squares.
I don't believe in them. I don't believe in two-dimensional shapes. We live in a three-dimensional world.
I don't
We
believe
live in a
it's
four-dimensional world. And I'm like, ugh, you don't know what's best for your kid educationally because you're not an educator. And if you don't like it, go find a fucking private school that only teaches like religious-based or like, certain learning things, or go to a charter school. Fuck. The
but
public school system is
homeschool your
already
kids.
the public school system is already so over like taxed, not just taxes and financial taxing, but like taxed in terms of like just overworked, overexerted, teachers spending their own money on fucking supplies, not enough fucking books, bad books, like not updated systems, shitty teaching methods, like high turnover rates in like, underserved and underprivileged communities of teachers. Like, fuck. And you want to add another, like, you want to kneecap them, detriment, like
Get
another
another layer
hobble
going on
them?
here.
Yeah. Blow me.
Blow me.
Like, why can't all these fucking southern states or Republican states just leave? Make their
Just
own,
leave.
literally make their own other country and leave.
Secede from the union. Goodbye.
God.
Wow. I have one other thing to talk about. Do you have any more topics?
No, what is it?
It was this headline that I saw, which again was kind of sad as well. I'm
Oh,
sorry to follow up a
no.
sad topic with another sad topic.
Okay, here we go.
But there was a dog that was abandoned in North Carolina, abandoned,
Okay.
dropped off at the shelter because the owners thought it was a gay dog. Did you not see this headline?
What? Wait, they thought it was gay?
They thought the dog was gay, so they abandoned it. They dropped it off at a shelter, but still, they thought the dog was gay. The dog was a boy dog, and
Oh,
it humped another boy
okay.
dog, and they were like, this dog must
Oh,
be gay, and they abandoned it.
do we have any information on the family itself?
Not on the family that abandoned it, no, but I did see that the dog, after this headline made, the national news, the dog was then adopted by a same-sex couple, and I love that for the dog.
Oh my God. You know what? My dog, I have a male and female dog, and the
Yeah.
male one humps the female one, and I know he's not straight.
Oh.
And when she humps him, I know she's not straight. Kai is a raging lesbian,
Kai's a raging lesbian.
and Ace is asexual. Ace. He's
Ace.
asexual. He doesn't like sex. He just does it for dominance, and she does the same thing.
Right.
Dominance.
And if you understand what dogs are and their behaviors, most of the time, like when it comes to if a male dog was humping another male dog, it's probably a dominance thing or it could be
Yeah.
a playful thing. Like it's
Yeah.
not necessarily that the dog is gay.
I mean, it could be.
It could be even if they were fucking. Like
Yeah. Penetrating.
again, that is also a natural thing that happens in some animals.
Yeah. Um, I think I'm gonna go on a limb and say it was a white, uneducated family that made this decision.
Oh, probably homophobic, probably religious family. That was like, oh my god, this dog is Satan, basically, sinning
Yeah.
right in front of us.
Yeah, I mean, I like that's what's on your mind. Like not like I don't know anything else you got to do in your life, your job, your kids, your work. And
No.
it's like, "Oh, I saw my kid humping," and then like, "Oh God, it must be gay. I have to get rid of it." Like, what the fuck? What the fuck?
That's all I had. I just wanted to. I just thought that that was an interesting thing that, and uh, again, people say like, "Oh my God, it's 2022. Like, people aren't homophobic anymore." Like, no.
Yeah.
Look at the shit that's been passing all these Republican states, and look at this shit where this dog gets abandoned, and tell me that homophobia doesn't exist anymore, bitch. Yes,
Yeah.
it does.
Yeah. Oh, completely irrelevant. I found out something interesting recently.
Oh, tell me.
Uh, Rutgers University,
What about him?
there's an ecological preserve nearby. It's like a big forest, a big woodsy area, it has a bunch of trails.
Okay.
It's by like Livingston campus, I think. It's across the Raritan River. It's a cruising site.
What does that? What does that mean?
Cruising is when you go out and you like hook up in public, like public
Oh.
sex. But like particularly when you think of cruising, I mean it's really for not just gay men, but like queer people have adopted it as a bigger thing, I feel like, just because sex
Hmm.
is hard to come by for us, especially in the old days when we didn't have apps. Apparently, this is a gay cruising site.
Okay.
And
Work.
I was like, work. Why did no one tell me?
Work, yeah. And you know what? When it comes to public sex, like don't do it out in the open. Um, but I will say one thing, especially for the queer community where it could not be safe to have sex in your house.
Right.
Um, generally speaking, then
Yeah.
that's why I like that queer people have kind of adopted it as a normal thing, even though,
Yeah. I
like,
mean,
obviously, again, don't do it out in the open.
some
But
people do it for the kink, obviously. Some people like to
yeah,
be an exhibitionist. Some people like to watch those sort of things. But some people do it because they literally have nowhere else to do it because of things like, oh my God, my family can't know I'm gay because they'll kick me
yeah,
out, or like,
exactly.
I'm not in a safe spot to have sex with someone else, but I still want to, I still want to put my peenie in something,
In something,
um,
yeah.
in someone, not something. You have anything for me? Never have ever. Would you, should you, could you? This or that?
Oh yeah, okay. Would you rather be forced to attend another straight wedding just like the one that we you just went through
Yes,
um
yes.
3 times in a row,
Oh God,
or have someone shit on your chest
just once.
just once?
Do I like the people getting married?
Um uh some of them maybe. This is 3 separate weddings all in a row.
So it's like all in a row, literally like in and out, like day, like it's
Yeah, it's
continual.
one
Okay.
day, then the next day, then the next day,
Oh,
3 in a row.
oh God. If they're people I really care about, then I'll go. But if it's people like friends of friends that I don't know, I'm taking this shit.
Okay.
Shit right on my chest. I'll
Well,
wipe it off with a Lysol wipe. I don't care.
all right, good for you.
Okay. Anyway, let me think. So you have to have public sex.
Okay. Okay,
You
I
have to.
have to.
You have to. So you can either do it in a public park.
Okay.
It does have some bushes and some trees and some foliage. You could do it in a club bathroom.
Okay.
The door has a lock and it's completely closed in. But it is a very poppin' club. There's people going in and out, always near the bathroom.
Right.
Or um, a a car in a parking lot. Which one do you do?
Um, is the parking lot crowded, or is it like
It's a
nighttime?
It's a used parking lot. So throughout the day there are cars there, but you go when there's the least amount of cars there.
Okay, okay. Car sex is not that like not that good. There's not a lot of space in
Hmm.
a car.
Yeah.
But I think I'd rather do it over the club bathroom.
Okay.
Um, because you don't know what goes on in those club bathrooms. It's pretty nasty. I'm not gonna lie. Um, and what was the other option? In a
A
field? What
park,
did you
a
say?
public park, public
Is
park.
it nighttime?
You can only be there during open hours because if you're there after hours, the cops come for you.
I'll go with the car as kind
I
of my
gotta just
safest
say,
option.
I just gotta say, I hate car sex.
Yeah, it's not that good. It's not
When
that
I
good.
was hooking up with people, I'm sorry, mom, if you're listening. When I was hooking up with people, they were like, "Oh," because I couldn't host. I lived at home still. They were like,
Yeah.
"Come, like, I'll come pick you up. We could do it in a car." I'm like, "Abso-fucking-lutely not." They're like, "Why?" I'm like, "So I can put myself in a fucking pretzel, chaturanga nandasana yoga position,
Yoga.
like downward dog,
Mm.
rising sun, fucking We Fit trainer yoga girl, bend my neck backwards to like,
Hello?
no, I'm not doing that. I'm not doing that. I'm
Well,
not. I'm not. I hate it. It's disgusting. People always want to do it. I'm like, you're fucking no. It's because I'm the one that's gonna have all the neck pain.
listen, in terms of car sex, I will say that if you have no other place else to go, that's why some people do it.
Well, yeah, of course. Like if it's the last option, but honey, I'll just go behind a tree. There's always an empty
So you
tree.
would rather go to the park than
I would either park or club. I don't care.
okay, well,
I'll
I
never
I
have car
when we
sex.
are at the club this weekend, I really hope you get some clapping action going in the club
If you
bathroom.
if you ever see me having sex in a car, you pull me out and you shoot me. You kill me right there.
I immediately.
Yeah, immediately. You see, you're like, I taught you better, and you just shoot me.
Okay, wow.
Yeah, I would never do that. I hate it.
Thanks everyone for listening to this episode
And watching.
and watching this episode of the What Did the Guys Think podcast. Follow us on Twitter at WDTGT podcast
Yeah.
because we're amazing. um,
Well,
well, some of us. And we also stream on Twitch at What Do the Gamers Think? That's GAYMERS. Our current schedule is Mondays and Thursdays. Usually at around like 8:30 is when we usually go live. You can get
yeah.
those notifications though if you join our Discord server, which again you can join our Discord server, Pride Empire. If you go
Mm.
into the link of the YouTube description or in the podcast description, you can go ahead and click that and join our Discord server as well. Anyway, that's it. Thanks everybody, and I am Matt Klubeck.
And I am never having car sex, Patrick.
Great. Goodbye.
It just hurts. It just
I
hurts.
said goodbye.
Goodbye.